Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be part of the Creators Helping Creator series that I'm making. In this video here, I want to talk about some interesting statistics in the chart and how to adjust them to get the most accurate look of the statistics that we're looking at. So we are in YouTube Studio. I'm in Analytics already, and I'm over in the Reach Viewers panel, and I've clicked on Unique Viewers because that's the statistic that I want to look at for this particular purpose. And this is good back for a year as of right now, and I'll explain that a little bit in a second. I want to look at the See More, and we got these colored things down here. These are the first 5 videos. I don't want to look at those. I just want to focus on the channel as a whole. So I click on total to isolate the total for the channel. So we're looking at unique viewers by video, but it's actually unique viewers for the entire channel. All right. So that's what we're looking at here. I also want to stretch it back for the last 365 days. And we get these saw teeth here that I don't like so much because I like things to be smoother, because they're easier to work with. So I change it from daily to weekly. All right. That makes things pretty darn smooth. But we also have this drop off at the back end, which is almost like a little heart attack in a bottle that we don't want to deal with. And there's also a drop in the front too that I realize. So in order to do that, let's help YouTube out. You know, they're giving us a weekly schedule. Let's make sure we capture the beginning and the ending of an entire week. And for me, this is Sunday is beginning of the week. Depending on, I think it should be the same all over the world, but your country might the custom might be to show Saturday as the first day or whatever. I don't know. So click on the entire week, which is stretch it back to that Sunday, and on the back end, even though it's this underline here is highlighted blue, we're not really looking at this particular day yet. We have to click on this up here, and now we drop to the bottom of the calendar. So for this one here, the last full week was May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. And it actually clicked back up to the front over here, but that, don't worry about that. So we got, just to double check our dates, we're from May 6th, 2018 to May 4th, 2019. That's 364 days. Apply, and the chart will look a whole lot more friendlier. So we got a nice uptick at the front end and not so much of a tail off at the back end way back here in 2018, right? So this looks a whole lot nicer to me, to my eye, right? So in this, I really want to kind of understand this back end over here between May and actually up through November. So let's look at the number of views that we have. And there's this bump up here and then things tailed off. In order to better understand that, I want to look at the watch time minutes. And you see there's a couple of jumps over here, looking at it weekly in the watch time minutes, all right? And then over here in November, that's when organic growth started happening for my channel. But in order to understand that, I have to know what it was that I was doing, how I was working, how I was networking, how I was trying to grow my channel, upload videos, and everything that was going on. And I understood what was going on as it was happening. So this chart makes complete sense to me. And then the unique viewers is like the honesty thing that makes everything nice and transparent for me, so I can understand what happened, how it happened, and why it happened. And then, I can see looking backwards, because this is the history. This is going backwards in time from right to left, so I can see. And here's the problem. It's like that stock market thing, that the past performance is no guarantee of future returns or losses, as the case may be. Same thing here. We have to look back and see what was happening, how it was happening, and what happened. We took actions. I networked hardcore in the beginning of 2018. I stopped. I focused from networking to supporting other creators. And so that demonstrates what was going on there. And then as things tailed off a bit, organic growth picked up, right? I'm tying this back into the avoid YouTube burnout scenario in the other video I just made. And that's what I'm talking about here is we need to get to the organic growth pretty much sooner rather than later. YouTube wants us to have organic growth. We need to have organic growth. So basically use the initial period of networking hardcore to get to 4K, 1K, and all that. You go from networking to get to the 1K. Supporting will help you get to the 4K. And in doing those things, you will start to pick up a transitionary period to where you get into organic growth, right? And because I'm an education channel, mine doesn't grow as fast as like comedy, entertainment, trending issues, things of that nature, personality kind of channels and all that. They're going to have a different growth rate and probably a whole lot sharper than mine, all right? But in order to demonstrate what happened, I want to show you a kind of a fun thing I also picked up here is we can change this to yearly. This is going to be pretty darn flat, but we need to also change it to lifetime, right? So what we're going to be doing here, and this doesn't track all the way back. The unique viewers by video doesn't track. It doesn't track at all. So what we need to look at are views, because views were tracked all the way back. Now this gives you a crystal clear indication of what was going on my channel. If we look at this weekly, so we get a little bit over there, and you see these little bumps over here, right? But to make it nice and clean to understand, because my channel's been around since 2006, all right? So over a decade here plus, right? 12 years. So let's take a look at this thing and see what's going on. And in initial, I had 0 views. That's for the whole year, right? No views at all for the entire year. Went until 2010, I got 55 views. The next year, I had 140 for the entire year. Then it dropped to 52. Then it dropped down to 30, all right? In 2014, it picked up to 883 views. Mid-year in 2014, I started making videos for my educational purposes on my own website off of YouTube. I wasn't making videos for YouTube. I was making videos for a purpose off of YouTube, right? Those are those videos I talk about. They don't make any sense to you. They're probably not in the proper context because they're not YouTube videos for a YouTube audience. They're parked on YouTube, but they're for a website or some other purpose off of YouTube. They're just parking the videos on YouTube, right? So in 2015, I started making a couple more videos that were kind of a wider audience kind of thing. Naturally, views picked up. People found my videos. They were watching them, liking them, commenting, subscribing, getting the job done. And then in 2016, it grew a little bit more. And I told my wife, Miss Demeanor, that, hey, if I want to get this thing to grow at all, I want to give it a shot. I'm making some money. Back in 2014, they monetized my channel. They kept badgering me to take their money. I said, okay, I'll take your money. And they started giving me very little money, but some, right? So it was motivational. And but anyways, in 2016, the end of 2016, I had that chat with Miss Demeanor, and I said, I'm going to try to make some videos for a wider audience and a wider variety of subject matter and see what can happen. And what happened was I went from 3,000 to 39,000 views in the year. So 2016, I had 32. And at the end of 2017, I had 39,000 views. So, oh yeah, so that's pretty big growth in 1 year period when you look at the previous years, right? And then in 2018, because of 4K, 1K, networking, and everything else, it went up to 114,000 views. Now this tail off at the end is okay because we're not even halfway through the year yet. So that's pretty good. So things are going well for the channel and everything else. But it happened when I took the effort to say, hey, look, I'm going to make some videos specifically for a YouTube audience. This is why, and this ended 2017, right? This is not the 4K, 1K period yet. That hadn't happened yet. So this is why I'm telling you, it's like I knew I was going to hit the 4,000 hours. I didn't know I was ever going to have subscribers. That was never a requirement. But now that it is, hardcore networking got me to make that next step and start doing that. And it's kind of forced upon us. That's why we have to do that, all right? So anyway, that's what I want to share with you. If we can get to the organic growth, all right? And in 2019, I'm in the organic growth. Let's switch this back to weekly here. And what I want to do is I want to customize this to capture May 4th. Right? And I don't care about any tail off at the front end. And there we go. So, you know, we look at that and you know, things picked up nicely. And if we look at it, we have to look at the last 365. And we also have to change this to unique viewers to get the best indication of what's really going on. And again, I have to readjust this back to, I'll just do the back end to May 4th. And, you know, so things are going along a good schedule for me and that takes off the heat. That takes off a lot of frustration, aggravation, and stuff like that of trying to do too many things at once and, you know, have you got too many pots on the stove kind of thing. You can't watch everything at once. But when we get to the organic growth, that kind of frees up some of our time for us. Again, referencing back to avoiding YouTube burnout, this is what gives us the opportunity to invest more time and energy into discovering ways to, you know, be easier on ourselves. And this is what I call effective efficiency. If we can get ourselves into templates, if we can get ourselves into having a plan of action, if we can get ourselves into designing how we can more effectively and efficiently create videos, get them up online, schedule things out, and do other things of that nature, then we can help ourselves to avoid the burnout and still keep our audiences hanging around and coming back to see more. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this one here. I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, like this video, make a comment below, let me know you came by to say hi, and if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate your assistance. With that, until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.